Hello, everyone. It's your buddy Jayrassic back, finally, again. I tell you what, it's been a long, crazy road with everything that's been going on lately. And, life happens. That's all I gotta say. I had to move, and I had a bunch of site orders and everything that I had to take care of. New posting that I had to go ahead and take care of, and of course, moving and getting our own house and everything. We finally found a house and going to be getting moved into that. So things have been moving along pretty crazy here with the last few months. So, and of course, the one point or the Southeast Asia and the African DLC was not too kind to our little Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo, which had me to go ahead and redo it a couple different times here. So redo it all again. So here we are with the 1.7 version of the Omaha Zoo. Thank God. Apparently, I must have had a mod or something. I think it was a scenery mod that actually did it. That corrupted the entire file. And I think I know exactly where it was, but by then I already uploaded the new version, and yeah, it was too late to save the file. So we basically had to redo the entire zoo again, and I probably should have filmed from beginning to end of it, but you know what? It is what it is. So today we are working on the lower level of the lead jungle, which is the jungle trail. There's a lower level and an upper level, and right now with COVID-19 still in play, the jungle, the lower jungle area is currently closed to the general public. At least last time I visited, which was back in June. Which was really disappointing because that's one of my favorite parts of the lead jungle, is of course the jungle trail itself. But however, there's still a lot of great exhibits in there. Now I'm about by recording this live here. By the time you get this recording, I'm already going to be finished with the upper half, as well as a few exhibits, and so I'm a little bit behind on my recordings here, so I do apologize. But just to kind of give you an idea, I'm hoping to have a couple of different videos out here within next week and start pumping them out again. And as always, make sure you like and subscribe to keep up with those videos. And I should also be posting, I believe, some links for some of the blueprints that you're going to be seeing in this map as soon as this portion of the zoo is going to be completed, as always. So make sure you stay tuned with those, and again, make sure you like and subscribe. So here, the lower level is pretty simple for the most part. It's basically an in and out entry point to the lower area. As you can see here, I'm using one of my fake exhibits here, which later I actually end up taking out. Um, Basically, when it comes down to an interior build, uh, I like to use a lot of trimming and details. The details um, with an interior will make your building. Yes, it will give you a high piece count. I'm not gonna lie. It may bog your computer down a bit, but I guarantee you are going to be more fulfilled with your builds by making sure that they are absolutely complete. Here, also, colorization is also a very imperative thing. I actually took an image from Google Maps of the lower jungle trail area of that room, and did a lot of matching of the picture, as well as the colorations of the walls and so forth, and I tried the best I could to. I want to say this is probably going to be the most accurate part of the lead jungle, um, than any other room, to be honest. Besides maybe the entryway to the main jungle, the upstairs area of the jungle. Um, but I want to say I'm actually very proud of the fact that was able to actually uh, keep this recreation almost as accurate as feasibly possible within the limitations of the game. There are a few things that are a bit off, of course. Uh, like, for example, the elevator and the stairwell are kind of swapped around a little bit. But you know what? It's okay. Um, Also, the bathroom area, I couldn't fit that in. I actually tried to put in an actual bathroom stall in that area, but fortunately, it did not quite work out. And of course, a lot of the images that you can see that I'm going to be posting up did not work exactly the way that it was supposed to. They're not the exact ones that I wanted to begin with, but it worked out in the long run. It still had a good representation of what this room truly looks like. So the nice thing that I like about this lower level jungle room, um, the entrance to the jungle trail, is the fact that it's very unique on how they used a lot of the different colorations within this room. That's a little bit different than the upstairs area. Upstairs version looks more darker and everything, where the lower level is more. I don't know. It just seems a little bit more. Um, I guess you could say jungle-ish, and more like a daytime jungle, where like upstairs kind of feels like nighttime jungle because you're kind of going through a dark tunnel and everything to get to the main um, area. um, but the lower level is just kind of more, I guess, more inviting. um, but yeah, so I did go ahead and get some images that remotely looked close to what they had at the zoo. Um, but it's it's a recreation. It's not going to be exactly the way that it is in real life, as much as we try. I will say probably these shells were probably the most difficult portion, besides the bathrooms, because of the fact that I had so many limited pieces, and this is like the third or fourth time I've actually done this. So it's like, let's give it a rest. And honestly, it's been almost 2 to 3 months since I've been at the Omaha Zoo, so it's like I'm trying to remember from memory as well as going through my phone and stuff like that. But again, this area was closed off to the general public, so I had to go off a Google Map picture from, oh geez, that was like nearly 10 years old. Um, so from pictures that I had that were within the last 3 to 5 years, along with that, a couple picture references from Google Maps. This is the best I could come up with to recreate the jungle trail. Um, these bottles are supposed to represent, I guess, medicines, and then the um, next area is kind of like supposed to represent certain um, I think like products that you could be that were made with technologies that came from the jungle. This is the part where I started to try and get that bathroom area fitted in. But the way my pathing was, as you can see, I got some pathing coming down in that area. Um, it was not going to allow for me to put an actual bathroom stall. So I kind of moved things off to the side. Um, and then I also realized, like, oh, hey, I completely forgot about the doorway that's supposed to go right there. So I went ahead and removed that wall again and restarted over. And took one of the blueprints that I usually use quite often, which is the men and women's bathroom blueprint, which you're going to see here a little bit. And I actually modified it so then it matches the theme a little better. Um, Here I'm starting to get obviously a little bit. There we go. There's the blueprint that I was referring to, um, and I just totally kind of disassemble it and cannibalize it. I try using a couple of my fake exhibits again in this area and realize it's just not going to work. So I just kind of recreated a little one. Um, and a lot of people may say that they don't like to use the fake exhibits because it's not, there's no any actual animals or anything in there. Personally, I think it makes the build so much better when you can just put in little space savers or fillers, I guess you could say, and just kind of gives a better atmosphere to a room, and it doesn't just look so open and vacant. One thing that I notice with a lot of builds is people they'll make their walls 8 meters tall, um, and which are fine with some really larger builds. But let's face it, I mean, the average ceiling height is 10 to 12 feet. Um, I don't know how much that is, maybe 6 meters. If you put it in meter wise. I'm sorry, it's late and I haven't got much sleep, and I'm recording this, so my math is horrible. So if my math is wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I go ahead and I kind of just cannibalize that bathroom aspect, and just kind of make it my own. Because that's what I do. That's the fun part of building is experimenting with other people's blueprints and files and stuff like that, and seeing how you can tweak it to make it your own in a sense. Um, I personally really like when people even use my own work from the workshop, and I'll even like see some zoos out there. I'm like, oh hey, yeah, that's one of my blueprints there, um, and just kind of I'm flattered when people use my blueprints, so hopefully no one feels offended if I use theirs, and kind of make it my own, because that's the best replication is kind of the best form of flattery, in my opinion. So here I am trying to get all the trim put in just nicely, so then it's kind of hiding all the sore spots and everything. And then finally, we're getting some lighting in here, and some ceiling work. Again, lighting. I'm a sucker for great lighting. And I'll tell you what, if you have good lighting within your zoo, it's just going to make a complete difference. These light panels you see here are ones that I made myself. They are on my workshop, so you're more than welcome to go ahead and use those for your own zoo. I've seen a lot of people use those in their own zoos. And then we come struggling with the pathing, and I tell you what, this pathing is just. I started using one of the mods, the free build mod, and I liked it, and it worked great. But the problem that I noticed is that a lot of my guests get stranded, and they're just sitting there where they should obviously have the ability to go ahead and be moving. So here I am trying to hide the pathing a little better, for the curbs and whatnot, because I am on have the pathing a little elevated, so I got those curbs that I can't get rid of. So here we are going ahead and trying to hide that behind the wall a little bit, and move everything over. Um, and of course, using the Indian rug, which I got that idea from Beyond Drew TV. So thank you, Drew. Appreciate the tidbit on using the Indian rug to create your own carpet. I will say that is probably the coolest things I've ever learned and have done with my builds is that Indian rug. I just love the way it looks. It just very, it just makes a room, especially when you got that industrial dirty carpet that I'm trying to replicate here. Um, so yeah, so we're just getting the trim in here. I think I spent almost a good couple hours on that bathroom, finishing up the lighting and so forth. And then at one point, I started working on the entryway here. Yep, and I was trying to figure out how to get that entryway to make it look. And eventually, I just kind of gave up on the fake rocks, and I put in the original rocks. And for whatever reason, that whole part stopped recording. So that whole place of kind of mixed up. So here I am using the African rope mod from Nicholas Lion Rider in his African pack, and I really like it because you can colorize the entire rope where you can't anyone else. Um, then of course, what is a building without some good ventilation? Here I'm putting in an air duct here, and I wanted to make it look a little old, and in fact, uh, I went ahead and created my own at this point, and kind of made it look a little older. Um, and you also see some air ducts that I'll be putting in here shortly. Now this here, what I'm doing here is a little trick that I learned myself to create sprinklers, like fire alarm sprinklers and so forth. Again, it's the little details of your build that will help you make or break your build. And this right here is a good example. So, a simple but very easy tool to put right into your builds to make it more realistic. And I think the more realistic that your build is, um, I don't know. I just think it's well worth the satisfaction. Here's one of my modified blueprints with a heater and air conditioner, air vent, HVAC exchange unit. And then the next thing I try to do, that I noticed in the picture that I was referencing, is I had can lights, and I didn't have much of the can lights before, besides this, the exterior path lights and so forth. So I kind of started screwing around and making my own a little bit here. Um, and I think they actually turned out very nicely, and those will be on the blueprints, or on the workshop here as well. So basically I took the circle light and a spotlight, dim them down a little bit, for the spotlight so it's not so intensifying, line them up, and away we go. And you'll see that here shortly. And putting on the bar, there we go, little track lighting there. I think it worked out pretty good. More realistic than what I thought it was going to be. For a while, I was thinking that they were too big. Yep, there I am putting it on the blueprint, saving the blueprint. I mean, the cast just that little extra lighting right onto the whole wall and everything like that. So we're about just to finish up on this here. So after this is done here, which will be maybe about a minute or so here, we'll go into the live walkthrough and tour. So we'll see you on the flip side. All right, here we are with the live walkthrough for the light jungle here. And let's go ahead and get the light on here so that we can see a little better here. All right, so you can see we did a lot of changes from the first and second update. I will be redoing this area to angle it better off, and actually probably angle it this way because eventually we need to put a copy and the main bathroom or birthday house and so forth. So now it's not 100% finished, but I think it works just fine. Of course, like I got to redo the pathing area a little bit, but other than that, it's okay. Our custom elevators that goes up and down. It's going to be kind of a quick tour today, as basically everything you saw, and there's no crazy exhibits. I did go ahead and put the barrier signs here. I'm wondering if it will allow guests to walk through but not in, and if that's the case, then I may be able to control the flow of traffic with that somehow. And if that's the case, we just put these reverse the other way, so it pushes traffic that way and back out. So if that's the case, then I think it would work very well. So this is the jungle trail room, entranceway to the jungle trail. And last thing that we're going to be doing is doing a little night shot. So there you have night view of the jungle trail room. Probably gonna have to dim down the light just a tad bit, but other than that, it's very nice. I think. Can't remember there's something there, but we're gonna have to try and find some photos about what's here. Of course, for the most part, this is a very accurate portrayal of the Lake Jungle brother room. So as I mentioned, one of the references that I had with the game was, of course, was Google Maps, and there is a very good reference picture of this room, which really helped me out quite a bit, and we'll go ahead and show that here now. And that's this one right here. So, as you can see, it's pretty close to what it is. I mean, maybe a little off here and there, but I think it's pretty well done. I mean, here we got the entrance and the exit here, the little storage room here, the bathrooms. I need a drinking fountain and whatnot. But for the most part, I think I got the gist of this area right here. To kind of give a recreation. Looks like I still got to put a couple little things in here. There's fire alarms and so forth. But other than that, I think that the recreation is going very, very well, and is pretty close to exact of what you would see if you walked into the Omaha Zoo. So, alright, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our next episode will be out in a few days, if not early next week, which will be starting to show the upper level of the live jungle, and with even some potential habitats that we're going to be building. We're going to be starting off with the Siamese gibbon, and also the Asian otter. So yeah, definitely don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, don't forget to build, practice, and enjoy. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. Did you enjoy this video? It would really mean a lot to me if you smash that like button to let me know. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon for future video content and notifications of uploads. Also, leave a comment below on what you like about this video and what you'd like to see in the series. You can follow me on Steam, Twitch, and Discord. Till next time, build, play, and enjoy.